Welcome to the T-Man Variety Podcast with your host, Tyler Hannigan. We will cover a wide range of topics from sports to disabilities. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the T-Man Variety Podcast. I am your host, Tyler Hannigan, and I am here with a very special guest, Sam Malik. Sam, how are you?
I'm good on a Friday.
Oh, that's good to hear. So today we are discussing. So I've been with Sam for almost, I think, 2.5 years. He is my life coach. He has helped me out throughout life with like certain things, like kind of becoming more independent and really just helping me just more independent in life with certain things. So today we're discussing all the restaurants we've been to, and we're going to rank them all and discuss them. So I think we've been to a ton of restaurants, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been through a few.
Um,
And when we started, you have to understand, Tyler did not like to change restaurants. He had a pattern of he wanted the same exact restaurant every day. So for him to come to you today and tell you there's a bunch of restaurants is a great breakthrough, and to show you that he's made great strides in accepting different things and different challenges in life to come every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, I used to be really dead set on what I wanted. And like I would always be consistent in what I wanted. I never wanted to go off schedule. But Sam here has really helped me with, adapting and he has certain ways of like helping me adapt. Like, for example, like I was always a routine person. I like to stick to the routine and never deviate from it. But he has ways of giving me options, and he has a way of doing it to where it helps me acclimate with those options. Because I'm autistic, and so with that, I don't like sudden change. But Sam has a way of making that sudden change easier to where it doesn't really get me off of my game. Is that right?
Yeah, and he's done all the, what I say, heavy lifting, but he's wanted to change by the grace of God. And God has given me the ability to see this great talent that he's got. For those who don't know a little bit about me, I was born in Cairo, Egypt. I've had 31 surgeries. I have cerebral palsy. I've been married 37 years by the grace of God, and I have 2 wonderful boys and 2 wonderful grandchildren. God has been very, very good to me to help me overcome my cerebral palsy and my adversities, and he's blessed me with the ability to help other people with special needs, or as he called it, autism. I call it as a special gift that God gave you.
That is correct. It is a special gift that everybody is unique in their own way. And regardless of your challenges, there's ways you can overcome your challenges, and with the right resources. And so today our main topic though is we're going to be discussing the restaurants we've been to. I'm going to start with the first one we went to, and that was Raising Cane's. I believe was one of the first ones we went to. So at Raising Cane's they have this thing called cane sauce, and it's a sauce, and I'm not a big fan of certain sauces, but one day out of the blue, I took a piece of chicken from the Raising Cane's sauce from the Raising Cane's, and I dipped it in the Raising Cane sauce just a little bit, and I tried it. But with Sam's encouragement, that gave me the ability to try it. Isn't that right?
Yes, but you have to also understand when he's saying I gave him the ability to try it, what he's not imparting to you is that it took several visits to Raising Cane and saying, "Are you sure you don't want to try this sauce?" "No, I'm good." "Okay. Are you sure you don't want to try the sauce?" And then one day he tried a little bit, and you can tell him the outcome now.
Now the outcome is I would say I'm probably addicted to Raising Cane sauce. for my chicken. I dip my chicken in there all the time when I get Raising Cane's on Thursdays. Another thing we've tried is Schnucks. There's a certain Schnucks here in the St. Louis area, most specifically the pair, that has a really good hamburger. And Sam's son actually suggested it to us, and we finally tried it, and it was really good. It tastes like an authentic restaurant burger. Isn't that right, Sam?
Yes. And again, he's not filling in the blanks. To explain to you the big breakthrough was every Monday, we would meet on Mondays and Thursdays. And Tyler and I go, by the grace of God, we go help volunteer at the food bank, and we help fill boxes to feed the homeless. And Tyler's been doing that quite a while. And he also works, I don't know if you know, but he does have a paying job at the YMCA in Wildwood. And we'd have to get lunch before he'd go to work. And he would always want to go to McDonald's on Monday and have his triple cheeseburger. And I would say, well, why don't we try this Schnucks? And that's where that Schnucks came about. And it's been really a good experience for him to try that. And the other one place that he tried that I'm sure Tyler will touch on next is going to be, we talked about the chicken strips from Walmart, because we also had to go shopping for our church, that we had a food pantry. And I would say, why don't you try these chicken strips at Walmart? And he'd say no. And then I'll let Tyler tell you how he ended up trying.
So I finally ended up trying them because me and my mom went to Walmart one day, and she wanted to try them. And so then she gave me a bite to try them, and I really liked them. So basically, from that point on, I have been a big fan of chicken strips from Walmart. And sometimes when I would get I would still have chicken strips left over, and I would bring Raising Cane sauce home to dip my chicken strips in there, and it was really good.
And that's part of what he's talking about, adapting to change. And everybody, be it if you're autistic or not autistic or don't like change, we all have to adapt every day to what life's going to throw us and give us. And some days you have a bad day, some days you have a good day, and some days, I call it, you have a mediocre day, and even some days you just got a blah day where you just want to sit and do nothing. And that's all okay. But you have to make a decision that I want to take some chances and make a choice. Do I want to expand my horizon? And I'm telling you, Tyler has really, really done that well. And I'm not, this is a first for me, and I'm stepping out of my comfort zone to do this podcast with Tyler. So if you get a chance, do us a favor and put some comments on there, and hopefully in the future we'll try to give you more suggestions or more thoughts to how to help overcome obstacles with if you have a special needs young lady or young man in your life that are set in their ways and you want to try to help them. We'll try to give you a little tips on how to do that.
Absolutely. And we're going to give you as much advice as we can, because what I'm learning now can help. So, one of the main focuses of this podcast is to help other people with help, like families, parents with autistic children, help them with them through their life, so maybe they can get some help and try to really navigate life, because sometimes life sometimes isn't easy, but there's always ways to navigate it. And I think one of the best things about what this podcast is going to do, is it's going to reach out to not only families here in St. Louis, but everywhere, and it's going to help a lot of people. And that's the main mission of this podcast. Isn't that right, Sam?
Yes, and we're not trying to look for millions of thousands of likes, but we're trying to show you that there's hope, there's joy, and God gave every one of us a purpose-driven life, and it is my job and Tyler's job with this podcast, and I'm sure Tyler's parents are Chris and Robert have really done a wonderful job of keeping him independent, showing him that he can be what he wants to be. It's just we need a little help. And that's what God made us to do, is help each other along the way.
Again, with the right tools and the right resources, you're capable of doing anything, disability or not. Don't let your disability define you. It's because you're able to do anything with the right tools and resources.
And you got to be willing to ask for help. There is no shame in asking for help. The shame blame game does not work. You become the loser when you do the shame blame game. You have to say, okay, this is what I need help with. Who can help me with this without judging me, without condemning me? And that's what we try to do with this podcast. We are not judging any human being out there. And again, if you can give us comments, you might have solutions to problems we're having at the moment. So please do some commenting and help us and tell us what you want us to talk about or what you want us to navigate. One of the things that I know in the future that we're going to have to navigate is when special needs folks with autism get a job, how do you get them a job coach? How do you keep them employed? Do you have to get a special permit? How do you do all of that to keep it functioning in a day-to-day world?
Absolutely. And I think in my case, I have a job coach at my work, and the whole point of a job coach is they're there just to help you with your job. But there's a difference between a job coach and a life coach. So that's very important to remember. So Sam right here is my life coach. So he helps me with everything, not just one specific thing. And my job coach just helps me with my job. Just a good thing to remember. Another thing that we've worked on with Sam, that I've worked on with Sam was, so I used to live upstairs in my room, up here, and I've recently moved downstairs, and it took a while. It almost took maybe almost a whole year before I moved downstairs. But when I finally moved downstairs, it's been a welcome change because it's almost like having my apartment, but not really an apartment. Right, Sam?
Yeah, and that's what we were working on and talking about it. And when we talked in the car and had talked over lunch or had that private conversation, he wanted to. He had the desire to move on his own, but he wasn't sure what was going to happen. And we just basically took it as baby steps. And when he says to you, it took a while to move in downstairs, folks, you have to understand, this took almost a year to get him to start taking stuff downstairs. One little memorabilia, his phone, he was just coming up with different reasons that he did not want to move downstairs. And as we talked every day, as we did our volunteer work, showing him that he can navigate the new and different situations and life that throws you new and exciting things to deal with. As he just said, he likes being downstairs. And I know when he first started doing his own laundry for work, he had an issue, and we came up with a solution to break up the laundry into two baskets, colors and whites. So again, that's a simple solution for someone with autism in a day-to-day pattern.
Right, because for me, I am very unorganized when it comes to certain things. But with Sam, he's helped me with my organizational skills, like, for example, the laundry. So before I used to just do my laundry all in a bunch and used to put it in there as such. But that does not work because that eventually you're going to lose the things that help you with your laundry. Those things are going to break. But with Sam's help, I've finally been able to break up the laundry in the two baskets, and that makes it so much easier for my laundry, as Sam was saying.
And he also had to learn, okay, if his work day is on a Monday or his work day was on a Thursday, he had to have his work clothes done 2 or 3 days before instead of waiting till the last minute. I believe when I first started with him, 2.5 years ago, he'd always wait till the last second. And I'm like, no, we got to plan ahead on this one.
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah. So I used to, like I said, struggle with the laundry, and now I don't anymore because now I'm able to plan ahead. And that's one of the things that Sam has really worked with me is help me plan ahead. And really, the big thing is to help me think things through, think certain situations through. Because typically, with my autism, that was very hard to do before. But with Sam, now it's helping me really think things through. Isn't that correct?
Yes, and he's come leaps and bounds of where we've been. And as I said before, he's done all the heavy lifting, doing all the work in the grace of God. But he's a great young man, and it's been a great privilege and an honor to be his life coach. And I personally don't consider myself a life coach.
Yeah.
I consider myself a friend, and I have him as a friend for life.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for listening to the T-Man Variety Podcast, and we'll catch you next time. Please catch us on YouTube and iTunes. Thank you for tuning in to the T-Man Variety Podcast. You can catch us on YouTube and iTunes.